Hey everyone, welcome back. Howie here at High Octane Cards with a race review of today's Instacart 500 at Phoenix Raceway. Of course, if you watched the race, you've seen it was a pretty good show. If I was going to grade this race today, I would give it about a B, maybe a B plus. Very competitive race. We'll go through the top 10 here real quick. Martin Truex Jr. was your winner. Joey Logano was second. Hamlin was third. Keselowski fourth. Chase Elliott fifth. Harvick sixth, Kyle Larson seventh, William Byron was eighth, Christopher Bell was ninth, and Ryan Blaney was top 10, your 10th place finisher. Not really any surprises. Probably the biggest surprise in that might be William Byron, but he does have a win already this year, so it was a very strong top 10. No wild cards in there. The Ryan Blaney won the first stage, and Joey Logano won the second stage. And there was only 7 cautions, so you had a competition caution and the 2 stages, so there was 4 what I would call organic cautions. Kyle Busch brought out the last one with about 35-40 laps to go with a spin after he was bumped by Ross Chastain. There was an incident with Alex Bowman, Ross Chastain, and Austin Dillon, and then also the big crash of the day. 2 cars were involved, Anthony Alfredo and Cody Ware, coming off of turn 2. So it did have a little bit of spice in there with the incidents. A few drivers were nabbed for speeding. I know Kyle Larson was speeding on pit road, that is, and I believe his speed was .01 over the speed limit, but it is a rule. He broke it. He was penalized. He did come back. 300 cars, which was William Byron, Chase Elliott, and Kyle Larson, did have to start from the back after pre-race inspection violations. So overall, there was a lot of passing involved. They did have the PJ1 VHT, whatever you want to call it, on the higher groove. The lower groove was left untreated, so it did allow for a lot of passing, multi-groove track. It ended up being 22 lead changes. Joey Logano led the most at 143 laps. Truex led the second most at 64, and Ryan Blaney led 35. So you had definitely some guys going out there and leading some laps. It wasn't dominated totally by Logano. He didn't just go out and stink up the show. His lead was kind of chopped up between all 3 stages. So, and the margin of victory was only 1.698 seconds. I think if they would have had a bigger green run at the end there, that the margin of victory would have been a little bit bigger. Still ended up being a pretty good race, in my opinion, for a Phoenix race. It wasn't a crash-riddled race like we've seen in the past, and it definitely wasn't the snoozer. I thought the November race last year, the championship race, I thought that was definitely a bit of a snoozer race. Only 4 cars had DNFs or did not finishes. Josh Bilicki and Timmy Hill had mechanical problems. Cody Ware and Anthony Alfredo, as we mentioned, crashed out. It was a pretty hard lick. They both hit the turn 2 outside wall. Looking at the points, right now Denny Hamlin is your leader, followed by Keselowski, Logano, Martin Truex Jr., and Kyle Larson. Kyle Larson and Chase Elliott are actually tied for 5th spot, but Larson gets the tiebreaker based on the win. 7th would be Kevin Harvick right now. 8th is Christopher Bell. 9th, William Byron. And 10th is Kurt Busch. So that is your top 10 in points. The other 6 drivers that are playoff eligible right now would be Michael McDowell, Austin Dillon, Ryan Blaney, Ryan Preece, Kyle Busch, and Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Those on the outside looking in, Alex Bowman is only 3 points out. Chris Buescher is a surprising 4 points out. So that 16th place bubble, I think that's going to change. With McDowell, I believe he will slip below that 16th place. So that's going to bump that up to 15th place and make it a little bit tighter. I could see maybe a couple of drivers right now that are on the outside. I'm looking at 2 drivers' names right now. Eric Almirola, who is 26th in points, and Matt DiBenedetto, who is 28th in points. Those guys are about 50 points out of the cutoff line right now. So if one of those 2 guys wins, then it just keeps bumping that cutoff line. And I could see the cutoff line being 10th or 11th in points. And, this is going to be a really, really strange scenario. What happens if we get to Daytona and we run the final race of the regular season, and there's 16 winners, but the regular season champion doesn't have a win? I think that's going to put NASCAR in a really awkward spot. We've had awkward spots before where we've had a Truck Series champion with Matt Crafton, an Xfinity Series champion, or then Nationwide with Austin Dillon, who won the titles without winning races and the playoffs. And Crafton did it in a playoff scenario, which was designed for race wins, mean a lot more, and Crafton did go out and win a championship without winning a race. So what happens if the regular season champion doesn't win the race, doesn't win a race, and is eliminated from the playoffs simply on that caveat? Well, we'll have to see what happens. But like I said, it was a good race. It was competitive. I do like seeing competitive races, but I'm not a person where every finish has to be a 2003 Ricky Craven, Kurt Busch, Darlington finish. Every finish doesn't have to be like that. I don't mind a finish where a guy does go out and has an 8 or 10 or 12 second lead, because if he's built that lead up, he has earned it and certainly deserves all the credit, him and his team, for coming prepared, having a setup that, meshes well with the racetrack and is able to win the race. Didn't really see anything here. I was just going over my predictions for the race. My favorites, Kevin Harvick was the highest finisher there. He got a 6th place finish. My dark horse, Kyle Larson, of course, he was 7th place. And then my long shots, I think Stenhouse was the highest. I didn't look that up. I think he was about 14th, 15th. So not too bad. I didn't do too good. Kurt and Kyle did. I'm sorry, I had Joey Logano. He was 2nd place. So I did have a 2nd place, a 6th place, and a 7th place driver out of 12. So 3 out of 12, 25%. Not that great, but I wasn't going to pick the top 12. I was just picking 3 or 4 drivers from each of the 3 categories that I like to do every weekend. So overall, by the way, this is Martin Truex Jr.'s first win at Phoenix. He's kind of struggled a little bit there in the past. So now he finally adds this to the tracks that he has not won on. He can take that off the list. So it was an entertaining race. Not really any surprises. Like I said, the top 10 guys are all strong drivers, all on strong teams. I'm just looking at it right now. You have JGR, Penske, represented Hendrick, SHR, and yeah, that's it. So there's 4 teams represented in the top 10 this week. Front Row wasn't in there, Roush wasn't in there, JTG Doherty wasn't in there, Petty wasn't in there, 2311 wasn't in there. So many other teams that are kind of on that cusp of outside looking in, getting into that top 10 every week. I think they'll get there. Next week they race at Atlanta. Looking forward to seeing that. Of course, that track has a abrasive surface, much like Darlington. It's very aged. So that'll be a good race. And we're only 2 weeks out from Bristol Motor Speedway on dirt. I'm really, really, really looking forward to that race. I think it'll be a really good race. First NASCAR race on dirt in 50 years. So looking forward to that. Or is it 51? Was it 70? 1970 was the first Cup race on dirt. So 51 years since the Cup Series has been on dirt. I'm really, really looking forward to this. So anyway, tomorrow we're going to finish off the 2021 Donruss Hobby Box. I do have 2 spots left for the 1992 Max Break. Email me. You guys have seen my email. Go back at last couple videos. I do put the email on the screen, or it's in the comments or the description. I'm sorry. I got 2 spots left. It's $9 a spot. Each person will get 1 stack out of a box, 9 packs of 1992 Black Max. There is an opportunity to pull some really nice cards out of there, because each pack of 1992 Black Max has a card from the previous year in it. So it could be an 88, 89, 90, or 91 Max card in every pack, or 1 card from those years in every pack. So there is an opportunity that we might have a Dale Earnhardt rookie pop up, or any of the other mini rookies that are from 88, 89, and 90, and 91. So lots of great opportunities for some really, really great cards. So let me know if you guys are interested. Like I said, there's 2 spots left. I'd like to get these sold. We're going to do the break on the 21st, which is after the Atlanta race. So that's coming up pretty soon. So I appreciate you guys watching. I hope you have a great rest of your Sunday night, at least what's left of it. I hope this time change didn't mess you guys up. Didn't really affect me, because I sleep late anyway. So thanks for watching, and we will see you tomorrow when we open the 2021, the last stack in our first box of 2021 Donruss NASCAR Racing. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a great night.